Creativity is what drives humanity. Through the millions of years of our relatively short existence, humans have created art, tools, machines, from the very pavement that our feet walk on to the stories we tell from generation to generation. Humans have an innate drive to create. It's a large reason why I love and appreciate video games so much. To me, it serves as a harmonious creation of different types of art, like storytelling,
and I sure as hell ain't your dad.
visual art, music, and acting. That is why I think video games are getting too expensive. I think to understand what makes video games fun or worth it, it's imperative to understand the appeal of video games. So let's go back to one of the earliest forms of video games: arcades.
Jerry, video games are the latest craze to sweep the country and most of the world, too.
Video games fever has prompted a number of businesses to try to cash in on that billion-dollar craze.
But the trends often change faster than the electronic light of the ray gun, and that makes the risk all that much greater. It is a cacophony of sounds from a symphony of electronics.
The late 1970s and early 1980s were known as the golden age of the arcade, with games like Space Invaders, Asteroids, the more widely known Pac-Man and Donkey Kong making their debut. This boom in video games certainly made headlines and established video games as a very popular form of entertainment. Of course, many have conflicting ideas on why the arcade market boomed in just the way it did, but the simplest answer is that video games were just fun. It was fun to go out with your friends, change your money into quarters, and play a few matches of Street Fighter 2 or try to beat the high score in Galaga. And most importantly, it was special creating those memories. I vividly remember staying up all night with my brother, playing whatever games we could get our hands on. Sometimes we played Wii Sports.
Hole-in-one!
Other times I was watching him play King Kong. But a lot of the time, it was WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
Oh my God, what a chair shot!
We used to spend hours playing it, and we never got tired of it. It wasn't unusual for us to stay up until sunrise playing match after match, only to realize we had school in the morning. Nowadays, my brother and I have gotten much older, and it's gotten a lot harder to find time to spend together. But these memories, the feelings of happiness I got from playing these games with him, it's not something I'll easily forget. So when WWE 2K20 released, I had a sudden wave of nostalgia pass over me. I bought the game, hoping to reunite some old memories. Yeah, quite simply put, the game was bad. Glitches plagued the entire experience, and if you could somehow find enjoyment playing the game, then you'd almost certainly be put off by the fact that you had to buy in-game currency using real money, making an already $60 game all the more expensive. And a lot of these issues could be boiled down to greed. A new WWE game had come out every single year up until this point, without fail, promising new content each and every time. Of course, this business practice isn't exactly sustainable when you consider that many big-budget games need anywhere from 4 to 7 years of development, sometimes even more. A lot of these measures were taken in order to maximize potential sales for the company, rather than to create a fun experience. And that's a prevalent issue with a lot of modern games. Concord is a competitive multiplayer game produced by PlayStation and was estimated to cost around $400 million to develop. The game was intended to make a significant amount of profit through its skins, its characters, as well as game sales. It was supposed to be so popular, in fact, that PlayStation had intended to make their own Star Wars-level universe with the franchise. The game went offline within 2 weeks, forcing the development company to close down and lay off almost 200 employees. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League released in 2024 and reportedly cost $200 million to develop. This game sold so bad that over half the development team were laid off. Marvel Avengers was released in 2020 and was estimated to cost around $170 million. It was later delisted on any game site due to low sales. Skull and Bones was developed for 10 years straight and was estimated to cost $650 to $850 million to create. I'm sure you can guess that it didn't sell too well. The increased cost of creating these games, as well as high expectations for games, leaves these development companies in a very dangerous spot. They could either spend an insane amount of money on developing these games, increasing the risk of it not selling well, but also increasing the quality and the chance that it'll stand out from other games. Or they could spend less, decreasing the risk of it not gaining any profit, but also making it less technically impressive than their competitors. And that is the biggest issue. A lot of gamers expect to have cutting-edge graphics, amazing gameplay, an engaging story, and the latest technology all in one cheap package for us to consume. I can't say I was immune to this line of thinking either. But in chasing the most realistic graphics or the best animations, I think consumers and companies alike have forgotten what makes these games so special. The beauty of video games, I think, is the experience. It's the emotions you feel when you play it. It's the feeling of nostalgia that washes over you a decade later. I don't think it would be right to say all big-budget games should go away. I think the demand for games like that is far too large to abandon. But I don't think that it should be a priority. Smaller games like Undertale, Mouthwashing, and Stardew Valley shows us it is still possible to create amazing games without spending $500 million to make it. It is the same creativity that video games were built on that I believe should still be a core pillar in creating a video game. Because at the end of the day, I don't really remember how that WWE game looked. I don't remember the controls of it. I barely even remember the game. But it's the feeling of joy I had with my brother. The high fives we do in between winning matches, and the countless sleepless nights that I will never forget.